Beyond the Mic with Sean Dillon.
We're joined on the star line by a poet, executive producer, Apollo legend. Her poetry is featured with Nas, Common, Jeezy, Jeff Mills. And her latest book is The Profound, We Want Our Bodies Back. We welcome Jessica Care Moore.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Let's go beyond the mic. These poems have pain and darkness as their base, but there's love and hope.
Yes.
How do you decide to put the poems that you wrote in this book in this particular order?
I would say that they have love at their base. and so, and love for humanity and love for the possibility of things getting better. And that the thing that might come off to people maybe as a difficult, to grasp, maybe just the pain that is the reality of a lot of things that are happening in this country right now. And I didn't write the book knowing that George Floyd would be murdered, and I didn't write the book knowing that Breonna Taylor, would be murdered. I didn't, but the thing is, things have been happening in this country for quite some time, and so the book is timely and it speaks to the moment, and but it's also about healing, and it's definitely about love, which is the thing that's going to center all of us in becoming a better, better people in general, better humans, and I think that's what We Want Our Bodies Back does.
I was struck by the poem Amazing Grace when in just 5 lines, you summoned the soul of Aretha Franklin and had me hearing her voice in my head. How does your poetry come to you?
Oh, that's so beautiful. Amazing Grace. I cried so much when Aretha died. And I live in her old neighborhood in historic Boston, Edison. So, these people are with us. And as a poet, I'm kind of haunted by the people who are no longer here, because I feel like their energy, I believe in energy and spirit, and they don't really leave. And so I'm able to, I hope to be able to tap in, so we can continue to talk about Aretha Franklin. I think I have to read poems in the book. You're one of the few people that have brought up Amazing Grace, so I'm so grateful to her and her voice and what she gave to us as a culture. And poems are everywhere. Poems are in the water. They're in conversations. They're inside strangers' spaces. I've written a lot of poems about people that don't know who I am and don't know that I've written about them. So yeah, I think that's poems come, easy for me because I'm paying attention to the world. I'm paying attention to who's in it, and I find excitement in finding people's stories, especially if I don't know them.
Now, you dedicate your poetry to several people, from skaters to even your dad. How did these people inspire you?
Well, I love my community, and I was raised in city of Detroit, very beautiful Black city, and I'm inspired when I see people who push through despite obstacles, despite the obstacle of racism, despite the obstacle of sexism, the things that are, sometimes you don't, and you grow up, you don't have the same money that another family has. And I watch young people say, despite my mother or father not going to college, I'm going to go to college. And, I'm in awe of those who find a way to use their imagination to make their lives exactly what they want it to be. Someone may tell you you're not possible, and you're going to say, well, no, I am. And maybe it's because, now they've seen a poet like Jessica Care Moore, from Detroit, who went to Detroit Public Schools, and I've seen the entire world. I've traveled extensively around this planet enough to know that it belongs to me a little bit, and that I helped create it. And so, I don't know. I hope I'm answering the question right, but that's, yeah.
There's never a right answer to life. If you're,
I know, right?
If you're from Detroit, there's a love for the city that overlooks all darkness. I was struck by the love that you have for Detroit in a poem, Saved My Life.
Yeah.
How do you see your city continue to fight and rebuild and to survive?
You know what I mean? To be honest, Detroit is such a beautiful place. And because I was raised here, and it was 4 million people, I think, in the city. And it's still a very proud, predominantly Black city. And the only thing that has struck it is deep gentrification that's come to the city, where you have people being displaced that helped build the city, no longer no longer can afford to live here. And so that is our struggle now, is making sure that we're not forgetting about people like my father, who was a construction worker, who helped lay these streets in the city, and that, and stop tearing down beautiful landmarks and leaving nothing behind, and don't rename streets. And so it's this colonization that has happened in cities all over the country that has become the cloud that we have to fight against. But the people here, And you'll hear that in my poems. Like I say, we may have abandoned homes, but we're not an abandoned people. And the people are what makes cities great, not buildings. And so the people here keep me going because you got blue collar working folks, man. He built the cars. We made the first freeway. The Davison was created right here. And so, I think possibility is here. I think I've often said in poems as well that Detroit is the starting line of the world's imagination. And we have it here, right? We're an international city on the border of Canada. Lots of different kinds of people from all types of places live here. It's not just a black and white city. And it shaped me. It made me the writer and person and the woman that I am.
Who inspires you to continue to write now?
The ones that came before me. My elders, the poets that came before me, the Black Arts Movement writers, they inspire me.
You take a stand shining a bright light on the glass ceiling and prejudice against women or girls and racism. How has 2020 helped or hurt your point? It's done both. It's hurt. It's hurt a lot. But it's also important that we deal with these difficult things that really do exist. And so it's been painful, but change is going to hurt. And I think we'll get to a finish line down the road. What poem of yours is one of your son's favorites? His favorite poem of mine is called DHS Poem Number 7. It's actually in my 4th book, Some Might Be Bullet Holes. And it's about me having to go get on welfare for a short period of time in order to take care of him when I first came home to Detroit, and the humbling experience that was. And his name was in that poem, and he said it's his favorite. So. Time's running out, so it's time for the Rocky Nate. 8 random questions. Answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. There is no pressure. Okay. Do you enjoy playing softball or baseball more? I've been a softball player since 7th grade. What's your favorite color? Purple. As a hockey mom, what's the best part of a hockey game? When they have heat inside the rink. What's one lesson your dad gave you? Get your lesson. What's the one lesson you want to give your son, King? That he can do absolutely anything in the world, and that we need him, that he needed. Acoustic or electric? What kind is your favorite guitar? Acoustic. Pad of paper, computer, or typewriter? How do you journal your poetry? I'm still pad and paper. First. I type it later. How have you survived the quarantine? Through lots of patience and prayer and tears and writing. It's not been easy. Yeah. Where's your favorite place to vacation? Jamaica. I wish I was there now. I think we all wish we were in Jamaica right now. Oh, my goodness. She's played softball since 7th grade, love hockey rinks with heat, don't we all, and writes poetry on a pad of paper. Her book is The Profound We Want Our Bodies Back. Jessica Caremore, thanks for taking the time to talk with us today. Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you so much. And that, my friends, is Beyond the Mic.